Welcome to my integrated bias. This is thinking skills. And here we have to integrate our thinking skills in the project. So here we have some examples of how can how I included my thinking skill in my project. Here we have the inferential thinking, that is a skill that corresponds to second level of the reading compression. Uh, in the inferential thinking, we can identify implicit messages in the text. So here we have an example in of what I use my inferential thinking. Uh, I use inferential thinking because I couldn't discuss the inferences after reading the subject program. The inferences after reading serve as a complement to the information read to understand why certain actions or events are mentioned. Well, here we have the problem. I have to read it to understand what they need to do. And here I could solve it and giving the conclusion that I could achieve. Then we have the inferential tool, that is classification. Classification means grouping things in together. In the some method to put similar things into one group, and it makes things more easy and systematic to understand. Here we have two examples that I did in my project. Here we have the first one. I had to classify the product to determine what were the problems that had in the company. Personally, there no was any problem with the company. So here we have the example. I had to classify the product into these variables, and I could make a classification. Here is another example of classification, the segmentation criteria that I did. I had to classify the criteria of the company, and here we have how can I classify the things that are in the company. Then I have the comparison, that is action, and the fourth company, that is observing the differences and similarities between two elements. But they can be people, objects, places, and things. Open and closed economies, it is an activity in my first when I use the comparison, because I was identifying the difference between open economy and closed economy, identifying the characteristics and the main examples. And well, in the comparison, we can understand that to identify which one is closed and which one is open, we needed to know that in the open there are international relationships. So in a problem, we can understand that if there is an export and import, we can get we can use the correct formula to solve the problem. And Finally, the critical thinking that is a process when when I use my reason and this type of critical thinking is developed uh, in the interaction through the observation, exploration, comparison, and classification of objects. It serves to analyze, argue, reason, justify, or test reasoning. Here we have an example of when I use critical thinking. I use logical thinking because as if I needed a solution to the problem, setting a strategy. So I needed to observe, explore, and know what were the the things that I needed to be able to solve it. So then when I read the problem, I could make a solution and then I could make a conclusion that is part of the logical thinking. Finally, it is, well, it is everything. Thank you so much for watching my video and thank you so much for giving me all this knowledge for my person. Goodbye.